We're also hearing this morning on the back of HS2 that people living in Digbeth are worried about the future of Birmingham's newest park. It only opened, literally just a few weeks ago was when it was kind of officially opened. They think that this park could be ripped up when work on HS2 starts. Michelle Dawes is there now for us this morning. Morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Pete. Yes, I'm here just outside Eastside, which is the new park you were talking about, the new urban park for Birmingham, the first park in more than a century, for the centre of Birmingham. Only opened a few months ago, actually going to get the official sign-off earlier this month, but we're hearing that parts of this park could actually be ripped up for the development of HS2. Now, I'm joined this morning by the Secretary of Digbeth Residents Association, Pam Pinski. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, first of all, what do you think could happen now to this park?
Well, basically, it's going to get split into, ripped apart from the current proposals. There is a walkway that even at this time of morning a lot of people are using to get from one part of the city to the other, which will now become the new Curzon Street, for want of a better word. And it's a real shame because the park is used so much. If you come down here during the day, the afternoon, students from the Birmingham School of Acting, Birmingham, the new Parkside campus of Birmingham City University, those students will begin to use it coming in September. But also the Boa Academy, all those students are using the park. They're socialising, they are dancing, practicing their dance routines, making music and actually doing things that are good. And it's a shame that those students will be displaced, and I worry about what they will be able to do.
And it's been a long time in the planning this park, already having won an architecture award for its design, and it's a real kind of a diamond, in the crown of Digbeth. How do you think it leaves the community feeling?
Well, we're quite upset about it, as you can probably imagine. It's frustrating that the planning hasn't taken account of how important a local community of how much importance they place on a park and how much it means to a community. It is kind of our new lifeblood. Digbeth is a very urban area, and we are incredibly proud of Birmingham's first new park in over 130 years. And it's just really disappointing that the plans are being so just not really looking down. It's very looking at a map and thinking, well, this will be the most efficient route for the road, without actually thinking about the impact of a community.
Now, we're just hearing then from MP Dan Biles talking about HS2 that it sounds like it's going to be a foregone conclusion, and they're actually trying not to try and make it not happen, but just try and work on improving areas of the actual route. What are you going to try and do to try and change some of the plans around the development here? No doubt HS2 will still go ahead.
Well, there's certain things that they've put in the draft environmental statement that we think could be done better. We're not anti-HS2 per se, we're a very apolitical organisation, but we think that things can be done better. For example, they are planning to cordon off the rest of the park that won't become a road and turn that into a compound for building materials, and that's for 6 years, they say in the statement, but it could be 7, 8, 9 years. So the part of the park that we are getting to keep will then become a compound that again will be out of use, and I think for that period of time, people will affect the routes that people take through the city centre will be affected, and their behaviour will be affected. And as soon as some place is a no-go area, it will continue to be a no-go area. And our whole organisation wants to become something that welcomes people to Digbeth. That we're proud of Digbeth. We want to welcome, particularly like young people. I mean, we're the youngest city in Europe, and a lot of young people do come to Digbeth. And I think that will affect a lot of the local community, but also the local economy of Digbeth.
Pam, thank you so much for joining us. Pam Pinski, the Secretary of Digbeth Residents Association. This is something we're going to continue talking about later this morning. Pete.